All right, everybody, it's time for your post-game Carolina Pro Football Report on ADSN. I'm Kevin Tolbert here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, where the Carolina Panthers have just fallen to the Atlanta Falcons 24-10. But this was Bryce Young's first game as an NFL quarterback. He was poised in the pocket today, despite throwing 2 first-half interceptions. He did show what Frank Reich thought was a good representation on his first outing.
Very effective over the middle, and he was today. He had a number of completions over the middle today, I think, especially early on. And then they made a couple good plays. I have to go back and look at the tape, though, to kind of see where things broke down. He handled himself great. I mean, he was in complete control, even after we had turnovers, he was never down. I mean, he was just next play mentality, so kind of pro that we expected.
Now some key stats for Young. That first half, 14 of 22 for 103 yards passing, despite not throwing very many deep balls at all. In fact, there were only 3 deep passes the entire game today. His performance led to them being tied at halftime 10-10. Bryce Young also threw his first NFL touchdown today, completed to tight end Hayden Hurst, who had a little bit of revenge for these Falcons here in Atlanta. And Bryce finished the game 20 of 38 for 146 yards. Now, that's not the performance that most were looking for, but it is something that they can grow from. Bryce talked about that in his post-game press conference.
Our defense played great, and we put them in those tough situations where they're at. That's super hard. Those are a lot of points. They're points off turnovers, which again is on me. So, I think eliminating that, being more efficient, and just overall and executing at a higher level, it's unacceptable from my standpoint. So, definitely a lot of things I wish I can get back.
So the Panthers dominated in several key categories, from first downs to rushing yards to time of possession. Frank Reich says that it didn't look as bad on paper, but those 3 turnovers for the Panthers were very costly. They all, in fact, led to scores. The first 3-play, 17-yard drive, Ritter to Bijan Robinson. Then after the second interception, a cool 49-yard field goal for the Falcons. Then after a Miles Sanders fumble, this time it was Tyler Algier with the 3-yard run. Now the defense had a respectable night, all courtesy of Mr. Brian Burns, who led all defenders tonight with 1.5 sacks. However, Luvu, Derek Brown, and Shai Tuttle all contributed to the sack category tonight. So the defense really got after it. They held Atlanta to a net 0 passing yards in the first half. They also held Atlanta to 130 yards on the ground. So lots of things for the Panthers to work on this upcoming week as they get set to host the New Orleans Saints, but lots to be proud of tonight. As far as injuries today, J.C. Horn left the game late in the second quarter with a hamstring injury and did not return. Atlanta now leads the NFC South while the Panthers drop to the bottom. Some hope they have the Saints coming to Bank of America next week, so hopefully they can rectify the things that went wrong today and have a more favorable game next week as they host those Saints. With the Carolina Pro Football Report on ADSN and 7:30 The Game, I'm Kevin Tolbert from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia.